The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you. Oh, like there's so much tension between Burkina Faso and Ivory Coast right now. According to the report that I am getting, there's a serious breach of Burkinabe territory by Ivorian military in Kamti. Kamti is a village that border Ivory Coast, and what they are saying is the military of Ivory Coast trespass. They came into this community and took out the Burkina Faso flag that is there to represent that this is part of Burkina Faso. And the people are very angry because it's like these people are cooking something. Already there's tension in West Africa. Why will people who are supposed to be bringing peace be the ones that will be causing this kind of thing? How can Ivory Coast just get up and enter Burkina Faso and be doing this? These are things that we need not to allow. If it is even the ordinary citizens who understand, because we say that maybe they don't understand the laws or the rules and regulations governing us.
Yet again, Ivorian soldiers have made an incursion into Burkinabe territory. This time, the information is reaching us from Kamti, because it is a few kilometers from Kamti that the scene took place. The Ivorian soldiers came into the village. They arrested the village chief. They planted their flag before leaving. Unfortunately, our authorities were not nearby. Our soldiers were not nearby. We alerted them, but when they arrived, it was too late. It is true that the population tried to oppose them, but we all know how it goes. Tensions on the borders. Today, I want us to try to compare this situation with the words of His Excellency, Captain Ibrahim Traore. His Excellency, Captain Ibrahim Traore clearly told us here that the Black Winter is coming. And when we talk about the Black Winter, we all know against whom we are going to fight. We are going to fight because today, those who are against us are the imperialists, and the imperialist is France, it is the United States, it is Europe. But when we talk about the Black Winter, that does not necessarily mean that we are going to wage a fight. There is going to be a war between maybe the United States or even Europe against the US, because it's not going to happen. They will always go through a neighboring country of the AUS to attack the AUS, and it has always been like this, just like terrorism in the beginning. No, but as today, on the diplomatic front, it no longer works against the AES. On the security front, even the Tyros can no longer stand up to the army of the AES. What should be done? We must provoke the AES as much as possible. Push it to enter into war against a country and trigger a war in Africa. But who loses? It's us, Africans, because in a war, there is no winner. Everyone will lose sons, and it has always been like this. Today, we no longer hear about Ukraine and Russia, simply because Europeans have invested millions and millions and it hasn't worked out. They want to move this war and send it to Africa. Unfortunately, it's the local brooms, the Salon slaves who laid certain countries, neighboring our countries, and who don't want peace, who have long supported the Tyre, seeking to destabilize our country. When you look at these presidents, their children aren't in Africa. Their families aren't in Africa. Themselves right now, they own more assets in Europe than in Africa. If there's a war, feel go relax. It's us Africans who will fight. When we look, it's not the first time that Côte d'Ivoire, the Ivorian army, has entered Burkinabe territory. It's not the first time. We all remember our VDP that stopped a battalion. Where were they advancing? On our territory. We all remember when our soldier, our unit Bia 15, if I'm not mistaken, stopped Ivorian soldiers who were on our territory. Or even that very day, I saw our soldiers who were explaining to Ivorian soldiers how to use a GPS. We know everything they know. They're doing it on purpose. But when someone tells you it's because they don't know how to operate a GPS that they enter your territory, there's no problem. You just need to explain how to use the GPS. And that day, we explained to them how to use the GPS and they left. That's their standard operating procedure for quite some time now. Whenever they come onto our territory, they don't encounter defense and security forces. They do whatever they want and then leave. The gold miners and others, they can testify to this. So, what's currently happening at the border between Burkina Faso and Côte d'Ivoire. To be honest, Ivorian authorities are behind this. These people, it's as if they aren't human beings. In fact, when imperialism pushes you to do something, you still think it over. It's Ivorians who are at the border over there. You live in Abidjan in the cities. But when things heat up there, it's the Ivorians at the border, right there, who will end up getting hurt. Do you understand? The Ivorians who are at the border over there, they're the ones who will get their skin broken. Honestly, they're showing rebellious behavior. Do you understand? But what you did with Laurent Gbagbo, where you took up arms to become Ivorian, that won't work with us. We are Burkinabe. Wallah Bilal. We are VDP. You know, people say that here, where they are, that it's in Burkina Faso. They were born in Burkina Faso. The elders are Burkinabe, those people. They were born in Burkina Faso. You say, no, over there. That's not in Burkina Faso. Why? You go and kidnap the village chief. Is this acceptable? I'm asking here. I'm calling on the competent authorities of Burkina Faso, all of them, all Burkinabe living along the border with Côte d'Ivoire. Give them weapons. Those people want to be VDP to defend their territory. Recruit them. Give them weapons. They will defend their territory. The populace, except people say they are Burkinabe. Drangotra wants to force them to become Ivorian. People say they are Burkinabe. They are proud to be Burkinabe. Not that they say no, that they aren't Burkinabe, that they are Ivorians. But you, where exactly is your problem? Well, Burkinabe authorities, as for me, I've made several videos about this. I said all the youth along the border with Côte d'Ivoire. Give them weapons. Take them, recruit them as VDP. Already they're ready. They're ready to defend the territories. So now, what are you waiting for, my dear friends? They'll be back in a few moments to explain to you what happened. What happened? First of all, share this video as much as possible. We are asking the Burkinabe authorities, all the young people who are at the border with Côte d'Ivoire. I say it clearly, all the young people, all the villages that are over there, where they say they are Burkinabe, that they are not Ivorians. Give them weapons. They will defend the territories. That's what this is about. Share this video for me. When it's good, it's good. Following my video that I made about the situation of what is happening at the border between Burkina Faso and Côte d'Ivoire. There is a son, a young man from the village of Saratinga, in the commune of Kanta. He wrote to me in Nimbos. He explained something to me that is terrible. Honestly, I am not going to keep this message just for myself. I am going to share it with you, but I ask you to share this video as much as possible, and I ask the competent authorities of Burkina Faso not to take this matter lightly. At the border with Côte d'Ivoire and Burkina Faso, the competent authorities must take this matter seriously. It is written as follows. Here is his message. He says, "Good evening, comrades. I have come through this message to convey to you the news that we are living at the level of the borders between Côte d'Ivoire and Burkina Faso. For a long time, the populations located along this border have been living an inexplicable ordeal of extortion, of kidnappings and other things by the forces of the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire. Often we do not know how to tell the difference between the Toro and the Ivorian armed forces, seeing that the commander of the BIR-15 has pushed back the VDP a bit from their former position. They allow themselves to believe that everything is permitted to them. Our authorities must do something about this situation. The forces of Côte d'Ivoire came, wanting to kidnap the chief of the village of Saratinga. On January 7, 2026, in the commune of Kanti. My brothers and sisters, there is something that we must remember here. The chief of the village was not kidnapped. They tried, that's it. The elements of the Rangwatra unit tried to kidnap the chief of the village, but they could not. We saw it too. They took down the flag of Burkina Faso and those people there. They took down the flag of Côte d'Ivoire, and then they raised back up the flag of Burkina Faso. This message must be shared as widely as possible. The people in that locality, really, are suffering something that can't be explained to anyone. No, it's terrible. Please share this video. We call upon the competent authorities of Burkina Faso. For young people aged 15 to 40 years old, they should just recruit them as VDPs. They should just arm them. They should just give them equipment, real equipment, so they can defend their territory. That's exactly what this is about. There's no other solution. All wishes for peace to all the youth at the border with Côte d'Ivoire. All those who identify with Burkina Faso. We should just give them weapons so they can defend their territory. That's exactly what this is about. We cannot let them steal from us. In the 29th century, in 2026, there are heads of state collaborating with territories, with imperialism to steal our lands. We say no to this. My brothers and sisters, please share this video.
And who ordered them to do this is also another question. And why are they doing this at this moment? Why is it that now that we have tension in Burkina Faso, the MEBA brought into Burkina Faso to come and then face trial? That is when we are having all these things popping up on our soil. Like all in all said, this year is going to be very deadly, very cold, and very bloody. Because according to him, things are going to start in West Africa, but gradually to escalate to other parts of Africa. If it was done on the soil of Ivory Coast, I know the Ivorians would have acted massively against that. This is not fair. It is not right. We should learn to live with ourselves in peace. If we cannot chase after the people that are chasing us, then we don't have to be chasing ourselves. These are the people we need them to use the power, the force, and whatever to get us better leadership. And look at what they are doing. Already we know Ivory Coast, the story behind Ivory Coast is not good. Your name is mentioned several times. Pedro confesses everything Ivory Coast, everything Ivory Coast. And always they say Ivory Coast is a nation they are using to destabilize Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. And it's like this nation just don't want to give people peace. Please, Ivorians, talk to your people, talk to your leaders, talk to them, let them understand that this is not the time we need to be fighting among ourselves. This is a generation whereby we are fighting to break away from the colonial rules. These are leaders that are doing this. If we should follow them blindly to continue to be doing what they are doing, it is you and I that will suffer. If we don't suffer, our generations when we are gone will suffer it. Look beyond the borders. These borders are the things that they are using to separate us in Africa. This is what they are using to divide us. This is what other people are using to thrive. So look beyond the borders. See your brother and sister in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso to be one of you. Let us not follow these politicians that are there not to save you and I. If anything should spark, Ouattara and his family will be safe. It is you and I who do not have anywhere to run to that will be in trouble. And that is why we need not to follow these leaders when they are cooking up things in order to suit themselves. Because what they did, per what the people in Burkina Faso are saying, I don't think that if it was done in Ivory Coast, any of us would be happy about it. I don't think any of us will be happy about it. And that is the reason to which we need to understand that we are one people. And that is why we need to be fighting in the interest of oneness and not to be fighting among ourselves. An African isn't your enemy, he's your brother. The people that are making sure the resources are leaving out of our continent and impoverishing us are the people that we should be chasing after. Not you and I chasing after each other. We are not the reason to which we are going through what we are going through. There are people that are making sure they keep you and I in perpetual poverty. With the tension that is already in Burkina Faso, we don't need other people to add whatever. Already this man, Ouattara, is out telling the whole world that he's not happy with Togo. And we don't understand why Ouattara wouldn't be happy with Togo for doing the right thing, bringing the Miba back. We don't understand why. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall. And united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we'll make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world in Africa, West Africa, and in Burkina Faso, and in Ivory Coast.